and welcome to the most uneventful channel on the internet. So today I got a bit bored and I decided that I wanted to film a day of eating like ... So I've been really bored with my diet. Not bored, like I enjoy eating the same things every day, like I don't really care. But because of the severity of the deficit I'm in for me, which is, to be honest, probably well over 1,000 on some days, because I'm eating 1,600 calories at 5'7" and 76 kilos now, being very active and very muscular and like trying to build muscle. And I'm just starting to notice that this deficit is beginning to affect me in different areas of life. So for example, my sleep has been poor recently. I keep having weird food dreams. Like I had this weird dream when I was dipping Doritos into condensed milk. It was the weirdest thing, but I woke up really happy. What other consequences? Yeah, just dropping motivation for home workouts, but then again, home workouts are kind of hard to like stay motivated on. So I thought, in order to overcome my fear of eating more and doing like refeeds and stuff, I'm gonna do what Remington James does, my beloved anabolic cowboy. Oh God, I pray he sees this. He won't, but you know, worth a shot. So all the recipes I'm going to be using are his. They are free on his YouTube channel, so no excuses. You can go and look at them if I can. And then I'm going to give like an overall, how do I feel? Was it good? Is it worth doing? Should you buy his cookbook? The way this is going to work is that I'm still going to try and fit into my calories. Don't care about the macros, as long as I hit my protein goal of like 150 or 160 grams, that's fine, which I will, because it's Remington James. I will still have a 200 calorie leeway, or at least that's what I'm going to give myself. So if I get to 1,800 calories for the day, that's probably good. It's not bad. Like, I'd rather try and overcome the psychological barrier of not being able to eat, even if it's like 200 calories more. So the things that I'm going to be making are breakfast, lunch and dinner, and it's going to be funfetti pancakes, anabolic lasagna, I think the deep dish one, and General Tso's chicken. I don't know. I just picked them. I want to make them. They're fun to make. I've got most of the cupboard essentials for it. So, yeah.
So let's kick off with the pancakes. I don't really have a funfetti pancake mix because I'm in the UK and I don't fancy waiting for 4 weeks and paying a fortune for it. So I kind of had to add the fun into a regular pancake mix. I'm using a banana flavoured protein powder. It's PhD Diet Way. Really good for baking as well. I've tried it before. Also, if you're scared of sprinkles and like the sugar in it, honestly, it is not going to make that much of a difference. Note how I'm mixing all the dry ingredients together first and only then adding the wet, because that's how we like to do it in this household. And this ensures better mixing and it just makes it a little bit smoother. I was actually super proud of my creation. Like, it was glossy, thick, everything that a pancake mix is supposed to be, and it smelt of bananas, which, but kind of dangerous to have with previous binge eating patterns because I just wanted to dig in with a spoon. Nonetheless, carrying on, you want to hit your pan with a crap ton of non-stick spray, as I did not anticipate how sticky these were going to be. Then what you do is you just let them cook like 2-3 minutes on each side, he said. I don't really have any way of judging when they're ready, apart from their rapid expansion. And they were also very hard to flip, and I'm also abysmal at flipping, as you could probably see. I'm sorry to anyone cringing at this, okay? I'm not a chef, I just want to be small. So in total, it made 6 servings. Here you can only see 4, but the final stack is looking thick as hell. I mean, look at that porny shot.
Okay, well, enough weird porny close-up shots of my pancakes. This is what I put on them. I'm not sponsored by them, obviously. I have 0 subscribers. Just a skinny legend, really. That's all there's to be said. They are a lot thicker than anticipated. The whole batch made 6, so can't wait to dig in. Also, I burnt them because I'm incapable of cooking, but like... Tastes like actual pancakes. Like, you know how when you make protein pancakes, it will usually have like some variation of mashed up banana and eggs and protein powder and come out really like flat and dense and gross. I think the Dr. Oetker, whatever his name is, pancake mix has added to the voluptuousness of these things, because that's quite a thick stack. Anyway, I'm just gonna fast forward this. Oh, holy hell. I'm not gonna lie, I've tried a fair few of Remington's recipes in the past, but even though I have to add the fun myself because I'm in the UK, this is so good. Like, it's so filling, it's not dry, they're fluffy, they're thick, they're everything you'd want a pancake to be for 356 calories. I'm not really counting this because it's 0 calories and this is 7 calories per servings, plus I've had like 3 blueberries. So it would all be under 400 calories for this massive, huge breakfast. Do you know what? 10 out of 10, I rate.
Alright, General Tso's chicken. The one thing I always wondered about Remington James is, where does he get such precise numbers for his recipes? I mean, I had like a tiny bit of chicken left after doing the 224 grams. Also, no one judge my cornflake crushing methods, okay? I didn't have a plastic bag, and so I just bashed it, and it made a nice, satisfying sound. I actually used a lot less sweet chili sauce than Remington said, because it's full of calories, and I can't find a lower calorie alternative, okay? I'm in the UK, I'm on an island, I'm stranded, help. I also don't have fancy gadgets such as an air fryer or a barbecue smoker or whatever else he uses, so instead I kind of put a rack on a rack, and it's going to go in my oven, and I'm just going to hope for the best. I'm also getting a lot of cornflakes and residue like falling off the chicken, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen or not, but I counted it in my macros, so it's going to go on.
So, I'm back from my daily sanction walk, because, you know, that's what we do now in the UK. And obviously time for lunch. For lunch, I decided I'm going to be having some of the chicken I made earlier. So it's that. And in the true Chinese Oriental style, I'm going to pair it with some of these. If you've never seen these before, they're by Bare Naked, and honestly, lifesaver. Like, unless you want to start ordering stuff from the internet, there is no noodle with less calories, like, in store. Find it in Tesco's, find it in Sainsbury's in, like, the Japanese section. About 100 grams, 18 calories. I don't care what chemicals they're made of. I'm having it. I'm gonna have half a pack of this and then put some remaining chili sauce on top. In the recipe, I've had 70 grams of it, but I counted for 100, so I've still got 30 grams of the sauce left. I'm not gonna lie, the amount of sauce he's put that you're supposed to have, I know they have like lower calorie alternatives in the US, but pure sugar here, man, pure sugar. So this is what I ended up with. Smells pretty good. Smells like your standard Chinese. Can't wait to try this chicken though. The cereal is really coming through. Like the subtle sweetness of it. Again, this probably could have done with more sauce, but I couldn't find a lower calorie alternative. Maybe I didn't search hard enough, but let's get this finished. Oh my god, I haven't had like Chinese crispy fried chicken in so long, for the obvious reasons. But I gotta say, this is pretty good. Like, I'm gonna be trying more of his fried chicken recipes. Like the whole cereal thing, the crunchy bits, like the crunchy cereal bits, they go burnt in the oven, and I really enjoy that. Again, like, whole sauce situation, I'm gonna look into trying to find like a lower calorie sweet chili dip sauce, because I mean 135 calories for 100 ml. And Remington wanted me to put 240 milliliters. That's already like 400 calories. Well, not 400, but that's already like 270 calories. Either way, I would say I'm quite full. I felt full after breakfast, but then I did get hungry quite fast because the thing is, like with most of his recipes, they are quite low fat, so it's just carbs and protein. I'm used to going off a more ketogenic diet, but you know what? In terms of flavor, in terms of like the psychological satisfaction of eating something normal, I guess, I'd say 10 out of 10. No, 9 out of 10. I really want some prawn crackers now.
Next up, the anabolic lasagna. Considering this is all for one portion, I thought it's a pretty decent amount of ingredients. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think there's such a thing as fat-free cream cheese in the UK, so instead I used Philadelphia lightest, and instead of the mozzarella, like half-fat Tesco's version. They kind of ran out of the pre-shredded stuff, so I had to shred it myself. Now, what I've got going on over here was kind of concerning me, as it was very, very lumpy. But, moving on to the beef. Now, I don't know what Americans have got going on with their like 96% super shredded lean grass-fed beef, but I just used Tesco's 5% and it worked. Now we just got to build. I basically halved the ingredients for Remington's lasagna because his portion was just massive, and this is why I'm using quite a small loaf pan that's actually designed for banana bread, but who cares. I also had some very anemic looking lasagna sheets, but I guess I just went with it. The sauce is not looking good, folks. I should have really used pre-shredded instead of doing the mozzarella myself. It's kind of lumpy and I'm kind of having my doubts about it. But we built it. It looks kind of like a lasagna, and in the oven it goes.
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? This is looking vile, to be honest. I mean, it's a very anemic looking lasagna, but you know what? Let's try it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it into 4 servings instead of having just one massive one. And I'm going to have 3 of them to incorporate it into my calories. I know I said that I was going to try and eat more, but... So this is what I'm working with here. Not the prettiest lasagna I've ever seen in my life, but I guess I'll just have to heat it up. So after some treatment in the microwave, it does smell a whole lot better and looks a whole lot better as well, even though this bit, like the top bit, it's meant to be saucy and creamy, but it's still very crusty. However, I suppose cream is fat, and fat is not a concept in the anabolic diet. Condiments of choice, Mexican hot sauce, and 0-calorie ketchup. Right, let's give this a go. Sauce, my guinea pigs are like fighting each other. Shut up! That's actually a lot nicer than I thought, I'll be honest. No, I can definitely live with this. Alright. Okay, I can definitely get on board with this. Even though I still made half of Remington's batch, it was still like, in my head, a huge number of calories. It was 750 calories, I do believe, for that whole little tray bake. So I only had 3/4 of it. Tastes really good. I think there's definitely areas for improvement. Again, my own failures as well. Could have used 2% turkey mince instead of beef mince. Could have, I don't know, if you're doing like low carb, you could always substitute the lasagna sheets for something else, like maybe, I don't know, long, thin aubergine slices or whatever people do. But final thoughts are, it is very low fat. Obviously, you can customize the recipes to your liking, but for me, the original ones, they are a little bit too low fat, so I've ended up eating, I think I've ate about 170, 180 grams of carbohydrates today, and then an insane amount of protein, which is really good, 180 grams, but only about 40 grams of fat, I do believe. While for some people, this is this is great. Like, this is a standard bodybuilder diet. And you've got to say, like, you've got to give it to him. He has customized the classic recipes we all know and love to a T. Like, his take on certain things, like the chicken and the lasagna, is A star. Like, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I think if you're just getting started out and you're not used to like plainer foods, more typically rice, chicken, broccoli type of foods, like whole foods, I think it's actually a really good thing for people who are just starting out, who need variety in their diet. Is it strictly the best diet ever? No, not necessarily. I would prefer something with more like, with a slightly simpler almost approach. So, I don't know. I'm a simple woman. I'm happy to eat the same crap every day. Like, I will eat stewed cabbage and chicken every day, happily.Maybe not for the rest of my life, but for long enough to shed the body fat that I want to shed. Obviously, not everyone is like this. And if you want some variety in your diet, 100%. 100%. I think for the price that his plans are and his cookbook is, totally. 100%. But then at the same time, there are a lot of free recipes on his YouTube channel, so you can always go over there and pick something out. Not gonna lie, I would actually use something like this as a cheat meal, like a healthy cheat meal. So as a chef, I think hats off to Remington.